welcome to this edition of the Heat Flash. I'm here with Harrisburg Heat goalie Justin Johnson. Justin, thanks for coming on today.
No problem, thanks for having me.
So I understand that as a child you were a season ticket holder, your family?
My family was season ticket holders for many years.
How old were you when you guys were season?
Let's see here, probably started, I started probably coming when I was about 8, and then went all the way up till I was in high school. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like for you?
It was great. I mean, it was cool to have a professional team in the area. So to watch these guys and see them perform and kind of know that these guys are from Harrisburg. You know, they're here. They live with them. You know, you might see them walking down the grocery store. You know, things like that. Kind of made it really cool for us as fans and kids. You know, to know that they're not just professional athletes. They're walking around. They live here. You know?
Definitely. Well, on that same note, when you were sitting in the stands as a child, did you ever think someday I'd like to be running out of that tunnel?
Absolutely. That was it's funny. I used to sit next to my dad in Section 18. We used to sit there in row B, just sit there and right behind the team bench. And I said, "Dad, one of these days, I'll be there. And it was really cool, you know. And then the Heat disbanded in 2003, and I was still in high school, and I still had that dream that I still wanted to do it. And I was like, oh well, I'll never get my chance to do it. And then it comes back, and Chinapoo's like, oh hey, you want to come out and try out? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I do want to be a part of this. Sitting there as a kid, I used to say it to my dad all the time. And my dad was like, you can do it. Just keep going, keep pushing forward, and you'll get there. So yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Cool. Do you have a favorite on-field moment that you remember?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I tell you what, to be honest with you, I like seeing some of the other players that came in from other teams. Like everybody used to love when Zoran Karic came in, or Hector Marinero. I used to love watching Otto Orr come in. He was definitely one of my out-of-town favorites, so I used to love when he came in. There's so many. I used to love watching, every single player that played for the Heat back in the day had their own little, moves, or they were really good at something, and you knew as soon as they got the ball, they were going to do something that only they could do. When Gino DeFleur gets that ball, he's always looking for that run. David Bascom, Mark Plissick holding the ball in the corner, those kinds of things. So it's just a real treat just to watch everybody as an individual be an individual, but play as a team. So that was cool.
Do you have a favorite player that you remember?
I was always a Doug Peters fan. I was a Scoop Stanisiak fan. I had the Scoop jerseys,
yeah.
So when he came back, and I knew Doug just from him being a Lower Paxton cop, because I lived in Lower Paxton. So I knew him from that. But when he came back and I started playing, I kind of always hoped, I hope he comes in and teaches me a little something. And last year he kind of came in a little bit more than the first year. And him and I sat on the bench before my first game in Cincinnati, my first win. And I just how do you deal with it? How do you deal with the pressure? What's it like? What does it feel like? And he kind of just sat down. We just kind of had a little chat, and it was probably one of the coolest moments that I have as a kid. And being around Doug Peters it's a real dream come true.
I'm sure, because you watched him as a kid, and now you get to play right away.
Never thought that'd be the day. So it's very cool.
Well, what about in the stands with your family and friends? Do you have a favorite memory when you used to attend?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I used to love watching the guys come from out of town. But one big thing was when my family was there. My uncle Ernie used to come in, and we used to all celebrate when goals got scored. But my family actually started it was the poppers, the little poppers that have little things of gunpowder but they have confetti in them. My family started that trend, and it was funny to watch it take off, because we started it. It took about 2 games, and then all of a sudden somebody on the other side was doing it, and then all of a sudden everybody started bringing these poppers, and it was the coolest thing to watch it score. You could see just a cloud of gun smoke after a goal. It was just really cool to watch.
And you guys started that?
We kind of started that whole thing, so it was kind of cool.
Well, do you remember the first moment that you stepped onto the carpet as a member of the Harrisburg Heat?
I do.
What was that moment like?
Just to even get warmed up. It was, to be honest, I remember walking in, seeing the field set up in the Equine Arena, and even that was a big moment for me. To sit there and just know that the Heat logo's on that field. The Heat logo's going to be in my jersey. It wasn't even a matter if I was going to play that night. I always want to play, but just walking into the arena and being a part of it and hearing the theme song, seeing all that, it was really cool. And then this year coming back, it was a big thing to walk into the arena. I remember we walked in here for the first practice the day before our first game, and we walked in and I just kind of sat there. And I remember some of the people looking at me and going, how's it feel? And I'm like, it feels really weird. And it's funny because Lori West is part of the fan club. She looked at me and she goes, where'd you sit? And I was like, right there.
You remember?
Right there. Yep, I remember sitting right there. So it was really surreal. It was really cool. It was really humbling. So.
Awesome. So now that you had been a fan for so long and you're now a member of the team, do you feel that you have a unique perspective on what it's like when the team wins or loses?
Absolutely. You know, being a fan, you know, and I kind of watched Kenny's interview too, and kind of, you know, because Kenny, I kind of grew up watching the Heat.
So you guys were friends?
Not back in the day, actually. He was a little bit younger than me, so we didn't, you know, until coaching with Casa, that's kind of when we hooked up. And then when the Heat came along, we both kind of, you know, it's a whole different perspective being a fan. He said that fans seem to have it a little bit easier on wins and losses, and I kind of agree with that. We take it a little bit more personal, whether it's personal, something that happened on the field, or a moment, because you always want to win, you know, and you want to win for the fans, you know, because you remember what it was like to Saturday rolled around, like, oh, it's a Heat game tonight, we're going to the Heat game, you know, I can't wait, they're going to win, you know, especially when, like, Baltimore came into town, you know, so it was things like that, you know, as a fan, was a lot easier to take a loss when you're sitting there and you're playing in that game and you take a loss, you kind of beat yourself up over it, you know, you kind of think, oh man, I should have done this, I should have done that, I could have done this, I could have done that, you know, and you kind of feel bad for those fans because you don't want to disappoint, and we don't want to disappoint.
You know how it feels.
It's tough, you know, you really feel tough, and it's like, oh, just people really, like, you know, how do they feel about me now as a player, you know, now that I made that mistake. And I remember as myself, you know, I never looked down on any of the guys. I was always proud of them, whether they won or lost, and I kind of have to think that that's the way our fans kind of think of us. You know, we know it's tough. It's really tough, especially coming in fresh and young and into a brand new league. You know, so kind of hope that our fans will understand a little bit, you know, but we do take it personally, and it's a whole different perspective being a player than it is being a fan. So.
That's interesting. Yeah. You said you coach for Casa as well?
I do. I'm the goalkeeper trainer for Casa. I don't have a team per se. Okay. I actually the goalkeepers are my team. They're my family. Awesome. So anything that having to do with goalkeepers, I usually try to get my hands involved in that. And you know, I think I enjoy taking the kids out of their environment, putting them together, letting them, you know, do their thing, and then sending them back to their coaches that, you know, can kind of coach them in the other things that I can't. So, but yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest things. I never thought I'd be coaching and be a goalkeeper trainer. So I thought it was really cool.
So you do boys and girls?
I do boys and girls, ages 5 to 18. Yeah.
Wow, awesome. Okay, my last question for you: for any youth players that may be sitting in the stands right now, what advice would you give to them?
If you want it, get it. It's not a hard concept to grasp, but you know, if you have it, it's what you want to do, and you're really passionate about it. You keep working hard. It took years and years and years and years of soccer for me to be where I am today. It took a lot of injuries, a lot of broken bones, a lot of torn, you know, things, a lot of pain, but a lot of fun, you know, too. You know, if you do it and you get to this level and it's still fun, you're where you need to be. But when it becomes not fun, then you know. But keep your eyes on your dreams. You can get it. It's living proof. You know, it's pretty cool. So it's a cool thing. So
great. Okay, well that's all we have for tonight. Thanks for stopping by, Justin.
Thank you very much for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
I'm Steph Tagliere. This has been the Heat Flash. Thanks for watching.